go on Zoom like I don't give a crap. Oh, we are live! Finally!
Woo!
We're live!
Hold on, I need to grab my phone charger.
We're live! Hello!
Oh,
You
it's
can
about to die.
you can see my Streamlabs. Um,
Woo!
with Shane Hansen, we are watching Bills Chiefs. We're watching the entire second half on stream. Hello, everyone. Bills just punted the ball away, and yeah, this has to be the most bizarre stream we've ever done. Um, we're watching Bills Chiefs instead of doing a normal post show. We're literally not going to talk about the other games. I mean, we might, but we're watching the game, and that's what we're doing. So, okay, yeah, I think this is good. Hello, Shane. Hello.
We're back.
Hello, Shane. So, instead of doing a post show, because we're not going to stay up until 11 p.m. Pacific time, we're watching the game.
What time is it in Kansas City? Is it 10:30?
It's central. It's central, so it's 10:30.
Central. Okay, yeah. I can never remember if they're Central or Eastern or Mountain or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
Right
gonna turn off
in the
Alan
middle there.
Chris. I'm gonna turn off Alan Chris just because I don't want it to bleed into my headphones.
Nah.
Um, but so Shane, I've been watching football since 6:30 p.m. Pacific.
You mean AM?
Yeah, AM. It's now 8:30 and I'm still watching football. Um, so
You've had a 14-hour day, is what you're saying?
yeah, I've had with all football and a little baseball and homework sprinkled in.
Yeah, that's right. The
Um,
baseball player postseason.
postseason. While I check the stream to make sure everything is all working, and it is cool.
Cool.
Sorry if it's a bit like skewed. We're not like in the exact center of the stream, but I think it's okay for now. I'm not gonna mess with it since I'm also streaming the game on internet. So for tonight, I'm not gonna mess with it. We're gonna leave it as it is. Um, what has your thoughts been on this game before we started the second half here, and now the Chiefs are driving here?
Um, Honestly, it's about how I expected it to go.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of figured it would be uh not like close, but not too close, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, which seems like that is the case. I figured Buffalo would be on top, which they are. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Oh man, bad throw by Mahomes. Flag.
uh,
Um, this Chiefs defense, the
garbage.
those big throws by Josh Allen were amazing, but I was like, how do you completely miss like Daniel Schwartz and miss like two huge plays in the first half? And I was like, how do you miss that? Like,
Yeah.
how do you leave those guys that wide open? Like, at least Seattle doesn't leave guys that wide open other than Robert Woods down the middle of the field. Sorry, I had to say that.
No, I mean, I don't apologize. It's true.
Fourth and four. Now they're punting it away. Johnny Townsend with his amazing hair. So our main topic for the show today that we were going to speak on before we were not rudely interrupted by extra football, but rudely interrupted by lightning, um, was who has the most
Very rudely.
very rudely. I've had two shows this year screwed up by lightning delays, so I'm not very happy about it. But
And we're only in week 5.
and we're only in week 5. I can't wait till we get to like week 12 or something.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the most complete offenses in the NFL. And I was thinking about this watching particularly Chargers and Browns. So we're talking about most complete. Now, there's different ways we can define that. But who do you say are the most complete offenses in the NFL? Top to bottom. And go by what your definition is. I know you were juggling a few teams. I was as well. So give me your teams. I know you were basing that a lot on this game, and that's why we're waiting it to finish. But it's not done yet. So
My definition of complete is just the team that is the best all around, that has the least amount of weaknesses, I guess. You know what I mean? And has the most variety, if you will. With me, I'll say the honorable mention first. The third place team for me is the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona.
Yeah, because I really like their game, and that James Conner and Chase Edmonds, while they're not amazing backs, I think they work well for what they're trying to do. But the only reason I kind of hesitate to put them up higher is because I don't trust that offensive line. And, I just feel like if they go up against an actual, really solid defense, it could get shaky for them. The two I'm debating between are Dallas and Buffalo.
I like that a lot.
The thing with Dallas is they have two great running backs.
What catch Dawson Knox? Oh my god.
I think my street a little behind yours.
A little bit.
I'm still commercial.
I'll be a bit.
Okay.
Sorry if my camera's a little bit. Again, I'm running the game and our stream. I'm so So again, continue. Why are this team?
So Dallas because what a
because
not. I like Dallas because I think they have a great run game, obviously, with really backs that you can always kind of count, it seems like. And the offensive line is as great as it maybe was, but it's still really good. And Dak's come back, he looks just as good as last year before he went out. And not to mention, they have 3 really good receivers. And they just score lots after week after week. And the other one's Buffalo. And I would not have necessarily put them up there before. However, they have. Let me see. It was obviously, the pass game is incredible. We all know that. Josh Allen is terrific. They have, Stephon, top 5 receiver in my opinion. Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, really young guy, I think. And my of them was the run game. However, let's see. They are 5th in the league in rusher game.
They're 5th. Really 5th?
Yeah. Which I was not expecting. But that about it is like, well, they have 3 guys that are consistently down. And I mean, if you can utilize all of them, which they seem to be doing, it'll do you some favors. So overall, you're 5th in rush yards per game. I think they're top 10 in pass yards. What ranking exactly? And they're 2nd in points per game. So Dallas is 2nd in rush yards with pass. I think they're right above Buffalo, actually. So I mean, just by the numbers, I guess Dallas would be my answer. But I would have to look at their schedule as they've played, because that would affect. But yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah. I'm checking. I want to see. I know our cameras are a little bit shitty. It is. Okay, yeah, I'm going to adjust really quick. It is being glitchy, but yeah, no, I'm at. I can't say Buffalo for a specific reason, and I'll kind of explain why. Hang on, I'm just going to remove this really quick. I can't say Buffalo because I don't think their rush defense is that good. In all honesty,
Offense.
or offense, yeah. I just don't think it's that good.
Their rush offense?
Yeah, I don't think it's that good. Like, yeah, they're fifth, but I'm not like too impressed with it. With it.
Yeah.
And I'm getting some glitches here, but I'm not like terribly impressed with it in all honesty. Um, it's it's been kind of a mess on in terms of that. You have Zach Moss and you have Devin Singletary. It's not like it's the best source for this. We are. I mean, it's a game too, so it is a bit buggy. But I am changing the source so that this can work a lot better. For us here, but
Okay, yeah. It's yeah, I think it's Dallas for me. I'm looking I'm looking at the schedules here. Dallas or Buffalo has played Pittsburgh where they only put up 16 points. Miami, who I mean we thought they would have Washington is terrible. So Houston,
Houston.
and now Kansas City, who is not impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, however,
I'm
Dallas,
yeah.
Dallas better numbers than them, but they're. Oh, wait, hold on. This is the Bills' schedule. Gotta go back. Here we go. Here's the Cowboy. Whereas Dallas has played Tampa, who also has not played amazing defensively, but they're okay. LA, as in the Chargers, who I think has a pretty good defense this year for the most part. Philly, who isn't a great defense, but I think that they are kind of underrated. Carolina, who seems pretty good. And today, New York Giants. So, they've played two, maybe three good defenses, whereas Buffalo has played zero.
Buffalo played.
Yeah.
What about Cleveland?
I mean, on paper, yeah, absolutely. I just don't. I just don't trust Baker, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I just don't. Like I don't see him as a franchise guy. I think he's definitely a starter, but if you put him on a roster that was any worse, I don't think he would look that good at all.
Mhm.
I watched most of that game today. His entire game, it seems like all year, has just been, I'm gonna go back, drop him back. No one's open. I'm panicking. Dump it to Kareem Hunt for 5 yards. Like that's
Really?
literally
Like,
his whole game.
that's
That's his whole game. Yeah, that's what he does like half the time. So um, yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I think they have. I think Cleveland has the best run game
100%.
easily.
They're number one in the entire
I
league.
mean that's pretty easy. I think. I don't think there's much debate about that. But I don't know. I just their pass game is too unreliable, in my opinion. Despite the talent that they might have, but
Oh my!
why is Cleveland?
I like running game. First off, oh my!
What happened?
Just wait. But my apologies. I made some of the internet issues that is occurring currently. But it makes
all right.
what happens when you're running off full stuff.
Oh, hello.
Makes the game wide open.
This is
Essentially done.
this is my problem. Okay, yeah. Cleveland is third in pass yards in the NFL.
Oh, 23rd.
Yeah. This is what I don't like about Mahomes. I feel like everybody ignores.
Is
He's just and granted that interception wasn't exactly his fault,
proper
but
example, but yeah.
yeah, no, but it just makes me because he seems to be a kind of guy that is not necessarily this player, but just the most did, and so I think a lot of times he takes big risks that he shouldn't, and then yada yada yada.
I mean, does Flash mind me from Mahomes? Is that part of it too?
Flash. Well, yeah. I feel like a lot of he prioritizes looking cool over actually playing well.
making a
Even if
throw
that's
that
not
matters or whatever. Yeah.
even if it's not the case.
Sorry about this, everyone. I'm still trying to work through this, but I see what you're saying though, because like it is those interceptions that he does make, like that one, even though it's not exactly the same thing. It is those kind of plays that affects, like he has moments where he can have plays that really like affect the game in a bad way, and I think that's part of the problem. Is like you don't expect that to happen, but when it does happen, you're like, oh well, here we go again. When it really shouldn't be that, as much as it should be like, oh, like that's kind of part of his game, and that's kind of what happens. Is that like you can't like I think part of the problem with Mahomes is everyone just expects him to have a perfect game every week, but now the reality with him is simply put that it's not going to be like that because his defense isn't very good. So every mistake he does is going to be magnified like this one. Like it's 31-13 with 7:12 to go. Like they're not like they're going to come back from this.
And I think just from watching their game, seems like defenses are kind of starting to figure it out. This year, a lot more limited, or I guess a bit more reserved because defenses are making better than him. So, Clyde Edwards went down to the line. Hopefully,
yeah, he'd go to the locker room. Sorry, folks, for some
Andrew texted and said, "Your stream is whack."
No, it's a mess, dude. It literally.
Or Maddie, sorry.
Dude, we need an actual like tech producer. Like, I really want
Yeah.
to get a proper tech producer for this stuff, because what happens is, like, the internet's all whack sometimes, and, you know, crap happens or whatever. And, like, this is all saying I wish we didn't.
Or we could just
have
turn the. Oh, go ahead.
I just wish we didn't have like a really scuffed setup as often as we seem to have. It's really.
It might help if we. It honestly might help if we just turn the cameras off and it's just audio only. No, we want to do that.
I would so. No, it's because I'm trying to watch. Also, like, I'm running off via Ethernet, but it's all part of the process. Oof. Get out. Yeah. That could help. And then I can run it off this, I guess. So I think I'll just turn the display capture off and we'll be fine. Yeah, no, I don't get me wrong. I have like a bunch of warning lights on here. So it's not the most perfect thing in the world. I totally get that. This is what happens though. Like, this is what happens when, you know, we run off the most weirdest setups ever, you know. 4th and 3.
Any other team you want to talk about?
Oh, did he drop that? He dropped that flag. No, I mean, I think I think Dallas is probably number one. I think you're right. Because when I'm thinking about it logically, because when I think about it logically, they do have the most complete roster, and we haven't even seen like Cedric Wilson's been incredible this season, and he's their fourth wide receiver, right? He had to push up because oh my God, sorry, it's been a long day, but he had to get pushed up.
Michael Gallup,
right? He had to get pushed up because Gallup got on IR, and then on top of that, they literally now have a 1-2 punch at running back, right? Zeke and Tony Pollard have ran that show the whole year, and then oh. Come on, get there. No, but Zeke and Tony Pollard have run that show the entire year, and I think that's made a huge difference. Like Dak is technically running the show for that entire offense, and that's never really been the case. But also, it's not like this is Zeke's offense, or this is, you know, it used to be back in the day that it would just be Zeke's offense. Like, remember the last 4 or 5 years, and it would just be his offense the whole time, and it would be just a mess, and I hated that. And now, like, it seems like Dak is running that show, and Zeke and Tony Pollard are just kind of working together in tandem, and that offense is just more comfortable for Dak to run, it seems like. I think the difference between this season and any other year, even his rookie year, is the idea that he has that he has like full command of that offense and full comfortability with that offense. And that's never really been the case.
I don't know if he was ever really necessarily ready for it, you know?
True.
In his earlier years. But I think now he definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows for sure? That's just me speculating. But, yeah. The Giants, man, they can't get a break. Saquon and Daniel Jones hurt.
Yeah.
I can't believe Daniel Jones being hurt would be a negative, but here we are.
You know, Glennon didn't play terribly today. Like, he didn't play bad. But it's like Daniel is their only real chance for success this season, and he's been at least fairly consistent. He's probably been better than consistent, to be honest. But if he...
Yeah, he's actually been decent, honestly.
Yeah, he's been decent, but when it comes to the Giants right now, I just don't think they're going to be competitive in the division. I think no one's going to be competitive in that division. I think it's just going to be Dallas and nobody else. Washington's not been that impressive. Philly somehow won that game, and like there were so many games today where it's like that should, like, the Panthers should have won that game today. Like, legitimately, the Panthers should have easily won that game, and they lost that game. Like the Packers
Yeah.
should have easily won that game, and it took 4 field goals to get there. Like, dude, what the heck? Like, that was the weirdest part about the day, especially the 10 o'clock hour or the 1 Eastern hour. Was there were so many teams where you're just like, yeah, they have control of the game, and then they end up not having control of the game. Packers,
They just they falconed themselves.
yeah, Packers, Panthers. I have to look through more. I'm trying to think on the top of my head. Vikings won, but barely. Because they fumbled the ball late for no reason. They should just land it down and I think punted it away. Again, it's been a long day, but either way, like these are teams that had control of their games and then lost control of them and then somehow won or somehow lost. And that was really the turning point today. On top of the fact that we had a bunch of kicking blows that were garbage.
Yeah. My mom saw Andy Reid on TV and she goes, "Is that the Chiefs coach?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And she goes, "Oh, how long has Mike Holmgren been coaching them?" And I was like,
Mike Holmgren?
she thought Andy Reid was Mike Holmgren.
What? They're very distinct.
And I was like, I looked him up. I could. Lundskep
Is
yourself.
there
I'm
a
not-
resemblance?
There is a little bit. Like they got the mustache and the kind of like the chubby face and whatever. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. I was like, no, Mom. He's been retired since like 2008.
Was it 08 or 06?
Or was it? I don't know. Whenever it was.
CH is out with a knee injury. There goes my fantasy team.
Which one? Your
All of them.
Oh, you have him on all your
I
teams?
have them on 2 teams. Hang on, I'm
Okay.
just gonna check this one really quick, but yeah.
That's rough.
Okay, we're good. Our apologies for doing audio only today, but that's the best way we could approach this in this weird environment.
Oh, so I'm not on camera right now?
No. What are you doing? Dear.
Trying to
Do
get
you have
these-
any film projects coming up that you want to talk about? Speaking of which.
Well, I don't want to say too much about it, but I'm doing this for my senior project, doing a coming of age movie. Should be exciting. It's a kind of a new genre for me. So it's funny though, because I always I usually make like action adventure movies, and those are my favorite films. However, this time my second favorite kinds of movies are coming of age stories, which is funny because it's kind of opposite of an action movie. But I love them. And
You
so
saw that, right?
yeah. So yeah, the fumble.
Pick. Yeah.
Oh, there was a pick.
Oh, no,
I thought that was a fumble.
The
I don't know.
Chiefs have 3 turnovers, 2 in this half. The Chiefs drove down the field really easily on that possession, and then get picked off. Are you kidding me, guys?
Oh, that is a pick.
Dude, are you kidding me, man? Like.
The guy I'm playing in fantasy has Patrick Mahomes. That's nice for me.
Oh, really? Oh boy.
Yeah.
What do you make of this? I mean, two big turnovers in the third quarter that basically completely turned this game around.
Well, Kansas City has no defense. Buffalo has a good defense, and Mahomes is.
He can't do that's the thing. Like Mahomes can't do everything for this team. And I feel like that's what I keep seeing.
Yeah.
It's like He just can't do everything. He needs a defense to help him. I mean, this is not a great offensive drive for Buffalo. But still, like this game is really indicative of where the Chiefs are at right now. Right? Especially in this division.
Yeah. So much for their offensive line
They
upgrade.
upgrade their O-line, spend a lot of money, spend some draft capital. And then on top of that, so you do that, but then you can't fix the defense. And on the like a huge problem with the Chiefs, right, is because they're such a prolific offense.
Yeah.
Right, is because they're such a prolific offense. If they're down by this much, they're gonna try to push the envelope, and it's like they're not gonna be successful trying to push that envelope. Of course, they're going to be, but like they're gonna be at points, right? They're gonna be at points.
They're not right now.
Right, they're gonna be at points, and it's like, what? I don't know. In watching this game, I just worry.
Happening now. I think as of right now, I think the Chargers win this division.
So we have Chargers.
It's early.
Chiefs.
But as of right now.
Yeah.
Broncos.
Oh yeah, Chargers. Broncos, whatever. They lost to Pittsburgh. The Broncos kind of are what we thought they were, and now we saw it today. Yeah. So I guess the Chiefs are still going to make the playoffs, but it's like Chargers are probably going to easily win this division. I think you're right. Chiefs, Raiders, I don't even know what they are. You're right. I think they're basically up and down. They played a Bears team that hasn't been perfect defensively, but then today defensively they actually looked really good, which was kind of shocking. Like Justin Fields didn't have a great game by any means, and they still found a way to win. So I mean,
right.
I don't know. Maybe this division isn't as good as we thought too. I don't know. I just think you're right. I think that the Chargers are clearly the best team in this division. The Chiefs are so held back by their defense is ridiculous. The Raiders are so up and down, and the Broncos are honestly at the basement. Speaking of which, let's talk about the Broncos' opponent for today, the Steelers, as they are going to play the Seahawks on Sunday Night Football next week. I guess more so. I mean, we saw Big Ben play a lot better today, but we kind of know where he's at. I mean, he was limping off the field a lot today, and we've talked about it. We talked about it last week, all the injuries and whatever else that he's been dealing with. But I think the more significant story going into next Sunday night is what the Seahawks do without Russell for 4 weeks. Is this season a lost cause for Seattle?
Mm-hmm. I wonder how they feel about that. I wonder if they think, yeah, we can still be competitive with Geno, or if they're like, let's just ride it out and see what happens. I don't know. I feel like they are definitely very, considering Seattle as the land of, or the Seahawks organization is
the land of unrealistic.
I feel like they're thinking. I feel like they're thinking, oh yeah, we're still Super Bowl contenders. Let's do it, But we know that that's not the case at this point. So I don't know. Maybe Geno's gonna be great. Who knows? But I'm kind of how do I say this? I feel like the Seahawks offense was getting a little bit stale.
Geno comes,
and then Geno went in, and it was like lightning in a bottle. It was just like, and which was kind of weird because Geno is obviously not as good as Russell, but I don't know. Maybe this offense is better with Geno. I mean, as weird as that sounds,
yeah.
I think we'll just have to see. I mean, the two best drives they had all night were both of him in that game. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm honestly kind of looking forward to it, just because it's it'll be something new, I guess. Not that I don't want to see Russell, obviously, but because for the last 9 years, every single Seahawks game has just been Russell consistently. Never seen anything else. So
I was talking about this with my main man from Relevant, John Karch, who we're NFC West contributors on the site, and we were doing the show on Thursday night. And I mentioned how the difference with Geno than with Russell Wilson is that Geno made switches at the line. Remember, he said, like, Ringo, and he was making changes, and I was like, this is how this offense is supposed to be run under Shane Waldron, not what Russell is doing. Do you agree with that statement? Because that's how I felt wholeheartedly on Thursday night.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a very complex offense that it's instead of just like making big plays, it's very smart and precise, kind of like the Sean McVay model, which he sort of seems to be ditching this year because of now with Stafford for whatever reason. But
it
seems to be working, so I shouldn't complain. No, yeah. But he did that. I mean, I don't think it's weird because I don't think Russell is incapable of doing that.
Am I wrong in saying he's never a quarterback that checks at the line?
I don't know.
Like, if at all.
I mean, he doesn't audible very much, no. Yeah. As opposed to, like, Mahomes, I notice every time he goes to the line, he's doing something. It's like, what's the point of even having an offensive coordinator in Kansas City?
You know where those checks come from? They come from the enemy, and they come from Andy Reid. Like, he understands that system well enough.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. But like,
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Like, if at all. Yeah.
didn't Peyton Manning do that? Where but he would just like disregard
every
what they were
quarterback
saying and
has
just be
the
like, "No,
luxury
we're
to do
doing
that,
this."
at a certain point in his career.
I mean, it worked out
Oh my
okay
God.
for
But
him. But
look, it really is about like adjusting to the defense, right? Like Brady does this all the time. Mahomes does this all the time.
every quarterback has
a lot
the
of
luxury
quarterbacks
to
do that often. I think something we never
Yeah.
realized is how much Russell doesn't really do that. And like he doesn't to a degree, but he doesn't do it to a level that's successful.
Right.
It really is about like adjusting to the defense, right? Like Brady does this all the time.
'Cause
Mahomes does this all the time.
there's
A lot of quarterbacks do that often.
For
I think
quarterback,
something we never
you
realized
gotta be
is how
good
much Russell
pre-snap
doesn't
and
really
post-snap.
do that.
post-snap.
And
Russell
like he does it
is
to a degree, but
top
he doesn't
5
do
in
it
the
to a
NFL
level
probably.
that's successful in this offense.
Just in terms of his ability to improvise, everything's breaking down and chaotic around him. He can run around, scramble, make a play, whatever, usually at least. However, pre-snap, he just kind of seems absent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's why, in my opinion, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the
that's
league
how
right
I felt.
now.
That's what I
Just
noticed
overall.
on Thursday. I was like,
And I think the reason
wait,
why
this
is
is
because
actually quite
he is so
significant.
good both pre and post snap. You know? Not to mention he has an amazing hard count.
Yeah, that's how I felt. That's what I noticed.
Or top 3, I would
Right.
say.
I think the
Right.
perfect example of that. True, but I think a good example of this.
But I think
I
a
don't
good
necessarily
example
agree that
of
he's the
this.
best
Well,
quarterback
I
in the
don't
league. Of course,
necessarily
he's a
agree
Hall
that
of
he's the
Famer
best
and
quarterback in the league. Of
whatever
course, he's a
else,
Hall of
he's
Famer
still-
and
Right?
whatever
No,
else,
I mean
he's
it's
still
yeah, no, but
right. No,
I
I
think
mean,
you're
yeah,
right in
yeah,
terms
no,
of
but
pre-snap.
I think you're right in terms of
pre-snap.
I think the
Because
perfect example of this is all those
I think
years
the
where
perfect
he
example
was
of this is
allowed
all those years
remember
where
when a
he
guy
was
would jump off
allowed,
sides,
like,
or
remember
when
when
a
a
guy
guy
would
would
jump
jump
off
off sides,
sides, or when
he
there
would
would be 12
know
men on the field.
exactly
would
when
know
that is happening. He would have
exactly when that is happening. He would have
such
such
amazing pre-snap
to know that that
field
is
awareness,
happening.
Get a
To
flag
know
and
that
try
that
to
is
go
happening.
Get a
He
flag
can't really
and
do
try
that
to go
much
deep.
anymore. He
because
can't
of the
really
rule
do that much
changes, but
anymore.
still, like,
because of the
that
rule
is
changes, but
incredibly
still,
valuable
like,
for
that is incredibly
and that's
valuable
partially
for a
what sets him
quarterback.
apart too,
And that's
why
partially what sets him
I
apart
even
too,
you know
and
why
Right.
if any other
even,
quarterback
you know,
was quarterbacking
if
the
any
Packers
other
right
quarterback
now,
was quarterbacking
I would
the
not feel
Packers right
comfortable
now,
about the Packers.
I would not feel
You
comfortable
know, that's
about the Packers.
that's the weird part
You know,
about the
that's
Packers
the
this
weird
season
part
to me, is
about
because
the Packers this
I've
season
watched
to
the
me, is
Packers
because
today against the Bengals.
I've
and I
watched
was
the
like,
Packers today
if
against
this was
the
the
Bengals,
Saints,
and I was
would
like,
berate
if
there.
this
I
was
would
the
berate
Saints,
them.
I would
You know, if
berate
this was
there.
like
I would
the
berate
Saints
them.
and we
You
like
know, if this
knew
was
them
like
as like
the
an
Saints
NFC
and we like
championship
knew them
contender
as like an
or
NFC
whatever without
championship
Breeze. Let's say it
contender
was Winston
or
and
whatever
that's what we
without
thought.
Breeze. Let's say it
Just
was
using
Winston
this as
and
a
that's what we
caveat.
thought. If that was
Just
the
using this
case,
as a
I would come
caveat.
on this show today
If that
and
was
say,
the case, I would come
"Ah,
on this
they're
show
not
today
looking
and
good.
say
They're not where they
they're
need to
not
be.
looking good. They're not
where they need
and
to be."
I could easily
Yeah,
say
they
that
seem
today,
fine.
but
I
always in
think.
the back of
Easily
my mind,
say that
I'm like,
today.
it doesn't matter.
But always
does it?
in the back of my
Compared
mind,
to-
I'm
Aaron
like,
Rodgers.
it doesn't matter, does it?
And this defense
This
is
is Aaron
still
Rodgers.
good
just-
enough,
And this
to
defense
get them
is
to an
still
NFC title
good
game
enough
again.
to get them to an NFC title game again. No, they're in the bubble. They're definitely in the bubble, but I think
they're
but I
in the
think
bubble.
Dallas is better.
They're definitely in
I
the
think
bubble,
Dallas
but I
is
think-
better. But I think Dallas is better.
I think
I
this-
think Dallas is better.
When you compare this defense to other NFC Super Bowl contenders, 'cause I would say I would say Green Bay's a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, no, I think Dallas. So Dallas is better. Who else is
Or
better? I
in
think
the
Dallas. So
bubble.
Dallas
I'm trying
is
to
better.
think.
Who else is better right now? Are
Yeah,
the
we're not
Cardinals
saying
better?
that, but yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
Are the Cardinals
they-
better? No.
Wow. Yeah. So no, because I think the Cardinals. I mean, they're 5-0. Their record would say they are, but
right.
I don't know.
Right.
They.
Yeah.
The only.
Oh my
win
God,
the Cardinals
slippery.
had
Ugh.
that really impressed me was.
Oh my God, slippery.
against the Rams.
Ugh. It's nasty.
Other than that,
And that's the reason. And that's the reason why. And that's the reason. And that's the reason why. I watched this so late in the afternoon. Or so late in the night. This so late in the afternoon. Or so late in the night.
Not in Seattle, in Kansas City.
L.A. Rams.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I think that
Rams.
I think that of the NFC Super Bowl
They played amazing
teams,
today,
which,
but it's
in
freaking
my opinion,
Miami.
right now,
They
are,
played amazing today, but it's freaking
Green
Miami.
Bay, Dallas, I guess Arizona.
That's it.
LA,
That's it right now.
Tampa, probably.
That's
even though
it.
They're not playing
That's it
amazing,
right now.
But we know.
Yeah,
know
because they
who
don't-
are, though.
There's something
those
about
five-
Green Bay. Yeah, because they don't. There's something
Yeah.
about
Where I
Green
always
Bay's
feel
I
like
would say
defense.
those five.
Average.
Where I
Yeah,
always
They're
feel
not
like they're just
gangbusters.
of
They
those
can
five,
get sacks. They're not
yeah,
better
I
at
was
their
gonna
covers.
say
They
that they're
can get
sacking.
sacks.
So
They're better
than
at
they are
covers
at
than they
getting
are
sacks.
sacking. But they don't seem horrible at getting sacks. Yeah, they don't seem. But they don't seem horrible. Even against a pretty good
they don't
Bengals
seem
offense,
horrible
don't
to
seem
me.
that bad to me.
Yeah.
I don't know
Even
what
against
it is.
a pretty good
I feel
Bengals
like it's
offense,
just the
don't
Aaron
seem that
Rodgers
bad to me
cloud.
on
I don't know
this
what it
team.
is. That
I
it
feel
just
like it's
doesn't
just the
really
Aaron
matter
Rodgers
that
cloud
much
on this team.
That it just doesn't
doesn't
really matter
secondary
that
is
much.
pretty good.
It just doesn't.
I think. I think with yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think with Green Bay,
Yeah.
really a matter of
Yeah.
I don't necessarily. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the best way to describe it is that they keep up. You know, it's not like they're gonna, with the exception of week 1, because that was weird. But it's not like they're gonna, allow tons of points and yards or whatever. They're gonna kind of keep you in check, but
Yeah.
at the same time, all Legion of Blue hold -2 yards or something.
Let's
or
speak on
whatever,
the
you know.
Bengals really quick.
So
Yeah, Joe
Let's
Burrow.
speak
was
on the
taken to
Bengals
hospital
really
for-
quick.
Yeah.
For
I think that's-
Joe Burrow was taken.
That's
to
kinda
the
where I'm
hospital
at with
for-
that, but-
That's
Throat
very
contusion,
concerning.
I believe it was.
For the Bengals right now moving
That's
forward,
very
especially considering
concerning
this offense is so
for
good.
the Bengals right now moving forward.
He did, I
especially
saw.
considering
Yeah.
this offense is so good.
He got hit really bad.
He did. I
Yeah.
saw. Yeah.
He got hit really bad.
Yeah.
He got. They said he got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said yeah, but apparently he's fine. So
That O
I'm not
line,
too
that O
worried,
line is
but-
terrible, but also
I will
that
say-
O
I know,
line,
regardless
that
of
O
the
line is
O-line,
terrible, but also I will
roughing the
say
scares
passer,
me with them running
Oh
around
my
out there.
God.
It's like
roughing the passer.
Oh my God.
Oh
I don't know.
my God.
Oh my God.
What an idiot. I don't know if that's roughing the passer.
What
Oh
an
no, that
idiot.
is.
regardless.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I don't know
regardless
if that's
of
roughing the
fine,
passer.
they're-
Oh no,
What an
that
absolute
is. Oh
idiot.
my God, what an
Yeah,
idiot.
they-
What an
you know,
absolute
they're-
what an absolute
Oh
idiot.
my God.
What an absolute idiot. Oh my God.
I'm gonna have to see it.
You know what? This offense is amazing.
But regardless
You know
of
what?
the terrible
This offense is-
offensive line,
this
they
offense
somehow
is
are making
amazing.
use of their
Do you
good
agree
receiving
the
core,
offense is
so, you know,
the
amazing?
Bengals offense? Regardless of
good
the
for them, I
O-line,
guess.
the Bengals offense. I think they're amazing. I think they're
Which
phenomenal.
offense?
I think they're amazing.
I wouldn't say
think
amazing,
they're phenomenal.
but it's good.
No, 100%. But
yeah, they're.
I guess
we
can
put
it 100%
up against
but
like
this
Buffalo,
entire I guess we can put it under some context. This entire team
and their
is still
offense
very young. Should not play the way that they're playing.
And their offense,
but they are,
should not
play the way that they're playing.
It's
honestly,
but they are.
Yeah, the Bills, the
crazy.
Chiefs, like
it's
the Cowboys,
yeah,
the
Rams,
Bills,
like
the
obviously,
Chiefs, like
that's like
the Cowboys,
phenomenal.
Yeah,
but what I mean
the
in
Rams,
terms of like
phenomenal
obviously,
for the Bills.
I
I
look
look
at their offense and
phenomenal.
Yes,
but what I
the
mean
same
in terms
caliber,
of like phenomenal for the Bills,
but it's
I
like,
look at their offense.
I watched
and
them
yes,
like,
God
God
dang,
dang,
this
this
is
is fun.
But
And
it's
this is
like
real, and this
I
has
watched them
potential.
like, God dang, this is fun.
And this is real, and this has potential.
I think that's a better way to put it. Yeah, because I can't put them in competition with the Bills.
I think that's a better way.
I can't. It would be
Yeah.
unfair to put
Because
them in
I can't
competition
put them in
Phenomenal
competition
for
with the
their
Bills.
position.
I can't. It would be unfair to put them in competition with the Bills right now.
Okay, I mean, yeah. No, I'd agree with that. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think that. I think just
Zach
saying
Taylor
that they
just
are a
deserves
great
more
offense is like,
in the NFL.
but saying
Zach
No
yeah,
one
like they're
talks
great
about
for
this
their
Bengals
situation,
offense, and it
I'd
kinda
agree with
frustrates
that.
me. It frustrates
No
me
one
because
talks about the
they're
Bengals
not the
offense, and it
Bills
kinda
offense, they're not the
frustrates me.
Chiefs
It
offense.
frustrates me because
watch them, you're like,
yeah,
they're not
wait,
the Bills
you know,
offense, they're not
God.
the Chiefs offense.
Joe
but when
Burrow
you
and Jamar
watch them,
Chase
you're
are
like,
going to run this league for
wait,
the next
oh my
decade.
God. Joe
Like,
Burrow and Jamar
it's
Chase are
just
going
like,
to run this league
what?
for the next decade.
Like
this
like,
offense
it's
is
just
built
like,
around Zach
what?
Taylor's
Like
philosophy,
this,
right?
this offense
And
is built
you
around
watch them
Zach
and you're like,
Taylor's
why isn't he
philosophy,
being talked
right?
about more in this league?
And
I mean, I get
you
it.
watch
It's the
them and you're like,
Bengals. Who watches
why
them
isn't
every
he
week?
being
But
talked about more in
I
this
do.
league? I mean,
Yeah.
I get it.
I
It's the
love watching
Bengals.
the
Who
Bengals,
watches
honestly,
them every
I do.
week? But
I do.
I don't know.
I love
wish
watching
he had,
the
I was talking
Bengals,
about this on
honestly, I do.
Thursday night,
But
when they played. What
I don't
was it,
know.
like
I just
last week?
wish
And
he had.
was like,
I was talking about this
this man
on Thursday
deserves a
night
lot more
when they
credit for what
played
he's
was
done
it,
with
like
that
last week, and I was
organization,
like,
but more particularly,
this
what he's
man
done with that
deserves a lot
offense.
more
Like,
credit for what he's
Jamar
done with that
Chase,
organization.
and
but
we've
more
talked about
particularly
this.
what
Like,
he's
yeah,
done with
they
that
could have taken
offense. Like,
Penei Sewell,
Jamar
whatever.
Chase,
But
and we've talked about this.
like,
Like,
Jamar
yeah, they
Chase
could have taken
just
Penei
fits them
Sewell,
perfect.
whatever.
It
But,
fits them like an
Like
absolute
Jamar
glove.
Chase just fits them,
and it's just
perfectly.
gonna fit for the next decade.
It fits them like an absolute glove,
barring
and
injury.
it's just
of
gonna
course.
fit for the next decade, barring injury, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
So for the Bengals right now, I'm
and an indoor practice
for the
facility.
play they did
So,
against the Packers.
for the Bengals
right now,
I'm
for the
not-
play they did against the Packers.
I gotta give them
yeah.
a lot of love.
I'm not. I gotta give them a lot
I
of
think-
love.
Yeah, I think they should be.
But they're a playoff team right now, are they not?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think they should
can
be
they
happy
finish
with
the
where
year
they are
right now? Are they
at
not?
this moment.
Or can they finish the year as a playoff team? That's how I feel.
I could
That's
maybe
how I
see him
feel.
sneaking in as a 7 seed. I mean, it's true. Well, okay, let's look at it. I mean, there's. I'm thinking.
Oh
At least
my
as of
God,
right
Josh
now, I'm
Allen.
thinking
Oh
LA
my God, sorry.
wins the West.
Whoa! Oh my God, Josh
uh,
Allen.
Tennessee wins the South.
Oh my God, sorry.
Buffalo wins the East.
Whoa!
Buffalo
Yeah.
wins the East, and then either
Yeah.
Cleveland or Baltimore wins the North, probably. So that's those four.
That's the genius. We gotta talk about that.
then oh wow, yeah.
That's the genius. We gotta talk
And
about
then
that. But
Baltimore.
yeah, so Cleveland, Baltimore, Cincy. So I think
Then
that's
Baltimore
Cleveland,
or
Baltimore,
Cleveland.
Cincy.
Whichever one doesn't win
I
that
think
division.
that's-
Yeah, so then that leaves two teams. If we're not counting Cincy, if we got LA, Tennessee,
Yeah.
Buffalo,
Yeah,
and then
I mean,
Cleveland, Baltimore. I think those five are
Yeah.
probably
Which
in
I think I mean,
should be
at this
Cincy.
rate.
Cincy and whoever the third.
so then
in
that
the
leaves
AFC.
should
two
be
teams.
in this Kansas City.
Cincy
AFC
and
West.
whoever
So,
the third in the
you know,
AFC. In this
Probably.
Kansas
I mean,
City
yeah, it's
AFC West
either-
division, but probably, yeah.
for second. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anyone
Let's
from
talk
the
about
East is
Josh Allen
making
really
it.
quick. Let's talk
Well,
about
besides
Josh Allen
the
really
Bills,
quick.
obviously.
So I remember us when we first started doing this
Well, the
show.
South.
We talked about Josh Allen. So I remember us
And
when
we
we
were
first
like,
started
What
doing
about him?
this show. We
he
talked
has
about
potential
Josh
to
Allen.
grow.
And we were
But
like, he
you
can
know,
be inaccurate.
he has
at times.
potential to grow.
He doesn't know exactly how to use his
But
feet.
he can be
Right,
inaccurate
like,
at times.
he just felt imbalanced.
He doesn't know
right?
exactly
Do you
how
remember
to
how
use his
when we
feet.
first year we did the show, we talked
Right,
about him
like he
being
just felt
really
imbalanced,
right?
as a
Do you remember
quarterback.
how when we
Like,
first
we
year
weren't
we did the show,
exactly
we talked
sold
about
on
him
him.
being really
Right?
imbalanced as a quarterback? Like we weren't exactly sold on him, right?
Well, you weren't. I was sitting there saying for like a year, if he can get his footwork and his mechanics in order, or that aspect of the game, he's gonna be a
What
elite
impresses me
quarterback.
about Josh
But everyone
is
went,
not
no,
his
Hank."
arm. What impresses me about Josh is not
Here
his
we are.
arm. It's his legs. It's so the next generation of quarterback in this league
Yeah.
is Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Right? Like that's the model. Because and Herbert, yeah. But in terms of this
And
no,
Herbert, I would say.
No, that's not a hot take. I think
Maybe a hot
Herbert's
take.
underrated.
It's his
I think Herbert's just underrated massively. It's so the next generation of quarterback in this league.
It's like, how
is
in the
Josh Allen,
2010s
Patrick
it was like Manning,
Like,
Brady,
that's the model.
and Manning,
Because,
Brady,
well,
Rodgers, and Breeze
Herbert,
were like
yeah.
the four
But in terms
guys
of this,
that were like the
No.
models of the game for quarterbacks.
kind of Kyler,
And then there was
kind of
like
Kyler, a
Russell
little
Wilson
bit
was
too,
kind of squeezed in between them and this new generation of guys. Yeah. And now I feel like the new, big four guys are going to be Holmes,
kind of Kyler,
Herbert,
Kyler a little bit too, kind of.
Allen, and
Yeah.
no,
So repeat the four
Kyler,
again.
I would say.
Allen, Mahomes, Herbert,
Hmm.
and Lamar Jackson, and Kyler. I think
Allen,
I think
Mahomes,
that's pretty accurate. Yeah, but
Herbert,
in terms of just talking
and
about
Kyler. At least
so
that
repeat the four
that would
again.
be
So
mine.
Allen,
Yeah,
Mahomes,
that looks like
the game. But
I think that's what it should be, anyways.
Herbert and Kyler. I think
And then
that's
and then
pretty
I think
accurate. Yeah,
and then I think
but
like Russell
in
was kind
terms
of
just
like
talking about, we're
an
coming up on
awkward
this really
handoff
interesting
between
thing
the
that-
two.
Yeah, the age in the quarterback position, where it's
But-
like I think Allen and Mahomes, these two, this matchup is kind of a perfect example of like how quarterbacks
we're coming
are
up
gonna
on
be
this really
evaluated
interesting
versus how quarterbacks
age
in the
we
quarterback
viewed in the
league, kind of.
Or
maybe that's
gonna
I think
change.
Allen
Maybe
and
the scouting's
Mahomes,
going to
these
evolve a
two,
little
this
bit.
matchup is kind of a perfect
but
example of like
Allen and Mahomes
how
both coming out
quarterbacks
had
are
kind
kind
of
of
the
the
same
evaluated
prototype
versus how
thought
quarterbacks are going to be
process.
viewed in the league.
Right,
kind of.
Allen was,
or maybe that's
strong
going to
arm
change.
all
Maybe
the
the
way.
scouting's going to evolve a
Mahomes
little
was
bit.
also strong arm all the way.
But Mahomes though had
Allen
like that
and
Brett
Mahomes
Favre
both
comp
coming
that I
out
talked
had
about.
kind
They
of
were
the same
they were both
prototype
viewed as
thought
strong
process.
arm quarterbaacks.
Right, Allen was
that was their
strong arm all the
scouting
way.
viewpoint when they came
Mahomes
out.
was also strong arm all the way.
And now you
Mahomes
watch
though had
them.
like that Brett Favre comp that I talked
And it's
about. They
almost
were
like
they were
that's
both
an
viewed
afterthought,
as strong
right?
arm quarterbacks.
right? That was their scouting viewpoint.
It's
when they
there,
came
but
out.
it's kind of like an afterthought.
And
because
now
you
you
expect
watch
it.
them.
And then what you don't expect
I mean,
is
it's
the
still
idea
there,
that these
definitely,
guys can
but-
run the ball. Like
Right?
Josh Allen just did another stupid hurdle again. It's like
It's there, but
what
it's kind of
quarterback's
like an
doing hurdles
afterthought
like that?
because you expect
But
it.
And
And
then what
that's
you
the
don't
thing,
expect
is
is
I
the
think
idea
this
that both
new
of these
age of
guys
quarterback,
can
which is going
run
to be
the
so
ball.
difficult
Like
to
Josh
find
Allen
for
just did
teams.
another
Like,
stupid hurdle
when
again.
Tony
It's
Romo
like, what-
talked about
what
Zach
quarterback's
Wilson and
doing
this can-
hurdles
this
like
can
that?
get us to the
But
Jets this morning.
That's the thing. Is I think
which
this
seems
new
seems
age of
like
quarterback,
honestly
which is going
2
to be
days
so
ago at this
difficult to
point.
find for teams.
I'm not gonna
like
lie.
when
But
Tony Romo talked about
this is
Zach
actually a
Wilson,
segue
this
to that
can
game. get us.
I think
the
when
Jets
Romo
this
looked
morning,
at Allen specifically,
which
Antonio Romo-
seems
or not
like
Allen,
honestly 2 days ago.
Well,
at
yeah.
this point.
When
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry. With
But
Zach Wilson, excuse me.
This is actually very
With Zach
segue
Wilson.
to that game.
When Romo talked about
I think
Zach
when
Wilson
Romo
and
looked
when
at
scouts,
Allen
I think
specifically
in
in
the
the
league
league,
or
not
talked
Allen,
about Zach Wilson.
Well, yeah.
Zach
when
Wilson.
when
That was
Yeah.
the
I'm
idea.
sorry, with Zach Wilson.
The idea is
excuse me.
this guy is a strong
With Zach
arm
Wilson.
quarterback.
When Romo
who
talked about Zach
still,
Wilson, and
even
when scouts,
today
I
in that
think,
London
in
game,
the
I don't
league
know if
talked
you
about
woke
Zach
up early to
Wilson.
watch it, but I think
That
you basically
was
got
the
the
idea.
gist.
I think
The
you
idea-
basically
this
got
guy's
the
a
gist
strong
from
arm
what Brandon and I were
who
talking about this
still,
morning.
even today in that
but-
London game, I don't know if you woke up early to watch
Like,
it. But I think
that's
you
it.
basically
Like,
got the
strong
gist.
arm quarterback
I think you
that
basically
has
got the
some
gist
legs.
from what Brandon and I were
He
talking
can
about
build
this
on his
morning.
legs and he can
become
but-
that prototype, right? That's really what I
like,
think scouts wanted
That's
Zach
it.
Wilson
Like
to look
strong
like.
arm quarterback that has some
And
legs.
Today,
We can
Shane,
build on his
like,
legs and he
and
can
th-
become
there's-
that
there's
prototype,
level,
right?
and we can
That's
talk about this
really
with
what
Jalen
I
Hurts
think
as well, but I
scouts
think this is
wanted
more
Zach
apparent for
Wilson
Zach
to look
Wilson.
like. The last 3
And
weeks when we talked about
today,
Zach
Shane,
Wilson,
and
we
we
talked about the
there's
fact that he
level,
doesn't have any
and we can
weapons
talk
to
about this
deal
with
with.
Jalen
He
Hurts.
doesn't
as well,
have
but
a
I think
good
this is more
O-line, right?
apparent
We
for
talked
Zach
about all these
Wilson.
things.
The last,
And then I woke
3
up this
weeks
morning
when
and
we
watched
talked
this
about
game and
Zach
went,
Wilson.
oh my God.
We talked
he's-
about the fact that he doesn't have any
he's only
weapons to
accurate
deal
on
with.
the deep
He
ball.
doesn't have a
He
good
doesn't
O-line, right? We
understand
talked
how
about
to
these
throw
things.
short passes.
And then I woke up
Like,
this morning and watched
even in
this
the
game and
broadcast,
went,
and there's a great job talking
oh
about
my
this in the
God,
broadcast,
he's-
is that
he
he
he's
doesn't
only accurate
understand
on
the
deep
fundamentals of
He
like
doesn't
the
understand
basics,
how
right?
to
He doesn't
throw short
understand
passes.
like even
He doesn't-
even in the
it seems like he
broadcast,
doesn't
there's a
care
great
about
job
the
talking about
easy
this in the
throws.
broadcast.
They're
is that
going to get him
He
first
doesn't
downs.
understand the
They're gonna
fundamentals
get him
of
easy
like
yardage,
the
you know,
basics, right? He
like,
doesn't understand
second and
like
Yeah.
right.
He doesn't.
Second and
It
five,
seems like he
third
doesn't
and two,
care about the
right.
easy
Like that's
throws.
they're going to get him first
If
downs.
Zach Wilson
they're going to
gets
get him
that
easy yardage.
right,
You know,
Yeah, he goes for the
think
big
about,
play.
second
better
quarterback.
Right, second
And
and
that
five, third
was
and
so
two.
evident
right? Like
this morning
that's
for me
because
if Zach Wilson gets
dude,
that right,
then
threw
he's
it
a
to
better
the back
quarterback.
of a Jets
Yeah.
player's and
head.
that was so evident this
Okay,
morning for me because
like,
I
this is
dude,
he threw it
to the back
I-
of a Jets player's
I don't-
head. I wrote this in the chat and I'll say it again. I
Okay,
don't think I'm
like,
exaggerating.
this is
When I watched Zach Wilson this morning, I was like, I'm talking about full-time
I-
starters, okay? We're not
I
talking
don't-
about like
I
Nathan
wrote this in the
Peterman.
chat and
I'll say it again. I don't think
Like,
I'm exaggerating.
well, I'm talking
about a person who
when I
comes
watched
in
Zach
and
Wilson
has
this
this
morning, I was like,
very
I'm
simple
talking about full-time
expectation.
starters.
Maybe
Okay,
this
we're
isn't
not talking
perfect
about
of
like
an
Nathan
analogy.
Peterman,
but
Yeah.
like
well, I'm
can
talking
come
about
in
a
and start
person
for
who
a team
comes
for the next
in and
5,
has
6
this
years. Right,
very
for the next
simple
expectation.
I've
Maybe
never
this isn't
seen a
perfect of
full-time
an
starter,
analogy, but
so
can
incredibly
come in and
inaccurate.
start for a team for the next 5, 6 years.
so
Right,
incredible.
for the next decade. I've
Again,
never
to the
seen
point
a
where he's
full-time
literally
starter throwing balls at people at
so
his own
incredibly
linemen's
inaccurate.
heads.
Mm.
So incredible, like
Yeah.
it's
again,
to the point
it's
where he's
absolutely
literally
ridiculous.
throwing
It's
balls at,
absolutely ridiculous.
at his own.
And I don't think it's
linemen's
just
like
heads.
today. I was like, wait, this is
almost
not
like the
just
butt
the Jets
fumble.
curse thing. Like,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
it's
to
an
absolutely
extent.
ridiculous.
But Robert
It's
Saleh
absolutely
is a good
ridiculous.
coach.
And I don't think it's just like
It
today.
is
I
to
was
an
like,
extent,
wait, this is
but
not
then you
just the
sit there and
Jets
you
curse
watch
thing.
them play,
Like,
and I was
yes,
just
it
like,
is
oh
to
my
an
God,
extent.
Zach.
But
Robert
like,
Saleh
his
is a good
picks,
coach. Like, I'm always like, what are you looking
It
at?
is
and
to
then
an
I look,
extent,
and
but
I
then
think
you
you
sit
threw a
there
pick
and you
today,
watch
and I
him
was like,
play, and
okay,
I was just like,
Zach, seriously,
oh my
what
God,
are you
Zach,
looking
what,
at
like,
here?
his
Like,
picks,
I'm always like, what are you looking
it's-
at? And then I look, and
I
I
can't
can't
believe
threw a
I'm saying
pick
this.
today,
It
and I
seems
was
like
like,
he's
okay,
blind
Zach, seriously,
sometimes.
what are you looking at here? Like,
Yeah.
it's horrible,
it's-
Shane.
like,
It's
it's
not.
not.
It's
It
not
seems like
just
he's
this
blind
team that's around him.
sometimes.
It plays a major factor. It's horrible,
But
Shane.
you can't. You
Like
can't.
it's not.
even
It's not
if
just
a team
this
is
team that's
bad.
around him. It plays a major factor.
Even
Sam Darnold, for all his
But you
mistakes
can't.
with the
You
Jets,
can't.
even if
Never
a
got
team
away.
is
Never.
bad.
Never messed up. He
Even
did mess up on
Sam
some.
Darnold.
He no,
for
but,
all
but I'm
his
trying to be
mistakes
more
with the
specific than
Jets.
that.
Never
It wasn't
got away.
like
He
never,
always
never
screwed up on the
messed
simplest
up,
of plays.
He did mess
The
up on the
Look nearly as
reads,
bad.
the
No,
simplest of
but I'm trying to be
progressions.
more specific than that.
It
And I
wasn't
think
like
that's
he
even
always
Nathan
screwed up on
Peterman-
the simplest of plays.
To
The
a degree
simplest
was
of
kinda
reads,
like that,
the
but it was
simplest
more
of
just the
progressions. egregious interceptions versus the simple plays. And I think that's
he can't
even
figure
Nathan
out
Peterman
simple reads.
To a degree
He
was kind
literally
of like
can't
that, but it was
figure it
more
out.
just the egregious interceptions versus
And I
simple
don't know
plays.
if you saw this watching
can't
tape of
figure
him
out
in
simple
college
reads. And why is I don't know if
He
this is part of why you
literally
ranked
can't
him
figure
last
it
in
out.
the
Right.
ranking. It might be, But based
I
on
don't
what
know
I'm
if you
trying
saw
to say,
this
like
watching tape of
what's
him
your
in college
response to this?
and why
Because
I
want
to
to hear from your like scouting eye
ranking and
what
might
you
be.
kind of think is
But
this sort
based
of
on
what
what
I'm
I'm
trying
trying
to
to
say,
say,
like
is this
what's
even
your
worse?
response to this?
Because
Because
to me, this is
I
even
want to hear
worse than
from
I
your like
thought.
scouting eye what you kind of think is this sort of what you expected coming out, or is this even worse? Because to me, this is even worse than I thought.
I mean, it's a little worse, but yeah. Um, you know, I know
Or at least the
why people
buildings
were
of
so
that
high on
model, the
him
progression of
because,
that model, the
like you
potential
said, he
progression.
fits that model of like the Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen type.
Or at least the buildings of that model,
And
the progression of that model, the potential progression.
yeah, yeah, and I think what we have to look at is the fact that the big four quarterback guys that I talked about, they were there, and like if you look at the first guys, Manning, Breeze, Brady, they're all pocket guys, game managers. That's what the league was at that time. That's what people wanted. And then now with these guys,
They can run. They can
they're
make flash.
big. Their game is just big. They go for the deep ball. They got
They
strong
can run.
arms.
They can make flash.
They're a little athletic. They can move. Yes, they're flashy. That's the big word.
You're talking about the 5 guys in the
Um,
draft, correct?
And that's what Zach Wilson is. He's got
Yeah.
the strongest arm of those 5 guys. He's a little
You're talking about
athletic,
the 5 guys in the draft, correct?
but he,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But the reason I wasn't high on him is because that's about all he had going for him. Like, I watched his tape. He makes a lot of really bad decisions. Um, and I was like, in the NFL, you can't just go for the deep ball all the time. Sometimes you got to check down. This is like the difference between him and Mac Jones, for instance. There was a play in the Patriots Bucks game where Mac was looking for the deep guy, but he was covered. So instead, he went to the check down, which was like 7 yards in front of him. But it was fine. He just went to he looked, primary guy wasn't there, looked at the second guy, wide
You
open.
move the chains.
Throws
You
to
gotta
him,
move
gets
the
8 yards.
chains. What
Perfect.
it fine,
know?
you can get flashy
Like,
plays
that's-
whenever you want, but you gotta move the chains.
Yeah, it's
What's your
not
end goal? You
big
gotta
and
score
flashy,
touchdowns.
but
You move the
you gotta
chains.
get
You
the
gotta
touchdown.
move the chains. What
You-
fine, you can get flashy plays whenever you want, but you gotta move the
You have to-
chains. What's your end goal? You gotta score touchdowns. You gotta move the chains.
Yeah, you gotta keep the ball moving before you can try, keyword, try, and swing for the fences, And I feel like that's Zach Wilson's problem. Because even if you watch Mahomes or Allen, like in these games, or this game right now, yeah, they make those big plays, but majority of their game is just, it's a lot of
Like we just saw with Tyreek Hill right
screen
there. He
passes and
just ran like
throw routes,
kind of a
just
slant route right there. Quick throw.
quick
There it
throws,
is. Tyreek first down. Like we
And
just
then,
saw with
like,
Tyreek Hill right there.
easy.
He just ran like kind of a slant route right there. Quick throw. There it is. Tyreek
Because
first
those
down.
plays make the defense
Easy.
go
And then
down a
every
little bit,
now
and
and
it
then
opens up those big
they'll do the
plays.
big
It
play
just
if the
opens it
guy
up.
is open or
Because
whatever.
those
open up
plays
by
make the
itself,
defense
it
go
opens up
down a
through
little
you-
bit, and
you
it
doing
opens
that,
up those
through
big
Mahomes
plays.
doing
It
that,
just
like right
opens
now.
it up.
Even though they're
Right.
gonna lose this
It
game,
doesn't just
but still.
open up by itself. It opens up through you.
And it's
you
38
doing
to
that,
20.
through Mahomes doing that like right now. Even though they're gonna lose this game, but still. I mean, it's 38 to 20.
Yeah. Thanks for playing,
Alright.
Kansas City. Bye-bye.
I think that yeah, that basically kind of covers the day.
I do actually have to head
Um,
out, but
Other than the kickers being, I think
whack.
that
I don't have
we
much to
kinda
say
did-
anymore anyways.
That basically
It
kind
was-
of
it was a
covers
wacky
the
day for
day.
kickers today.
The Bills
Other
just
than
got
that,
the
kickers
kickers
being
being
whack.
but we kind of did talk about the Packers.
Yeah, this
game
game
a
was
little
it
bit.
was
Done
a
and
wacky day
dusted,
for kickers
and I
today.
think The Bills just got
pretty
the
much
ball
done
back.
and dusted. I mean, we went through most of the day.
Yeah, this game's a little
while
bit done and
watching a
dusted.
game.
And I think
Again, my apologies for the
that
stream
means
kind of
we're
being
pretty
whack,
much
but
done
I
and
was
dusted. I
kind
mean,
of
we went through
expecting
most
it
of
to
the
be
day
when we're all kind of
while
trying to
watching
stream the
a
game
game
here.
and doing all this
Again,
stuff.
my apologies for the stream kind of being
but
whack, but I was
regardless of
kind of
which,
expecting
even though
it
it was
to be
audio
when
only, we're
we're
able
all
to
kind
go
of
through
trying to
most of the
stream the
games.
game here.
We
and
have
do all this
another
stuff.
London game.
Oh, by the way,
but
Shane, I think
regardless
this
of which,
is,
even
this
though it was
actually would be
audio
good,
only, we're able
before
to
you
go
have to
through
head
most of the
out.
games.
We have another London game.
By the way, Shane,
NFL
I think
30
this is
London
this
games,
actually would be
okay?
good before you have to head out. So there have been in total in the NFL 30 London games. Okay, 30 of them. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprised it's that
There's
many.
been 30 of them.
Anyways.
The last one, of course, was 2019.
Anyways, continue.
Pro Football Talk released a statistic, and I was actually going to wait to tell you this on the show. So Pro Football Talk said that teams are sometimes like 3-3, so they have like a record that is tied, or so they're either 500 or lower. In every London game, there has never been a team with a winning record ever that has been sent to London. 30 of them. They've only been 500. The last one, of course, was 2019. Pro Football 30 games, including next week. And I was actually going to wait to tell you this on the show.
I was just gonna say.
So Pro Football Talk said that.
I was thinking
teams
about that
like
while we were
3-3,
looking
so
at
they
the
have,
London
like, a
schedules.
record
And
that
it
is
seemed
tied.
I was sitting there and I was thinking it seems like it's always crappy teams that play in London. It's funny. It's like I saw this meme. It said this is what you get for taxing RT, and then it shows them sending the Falcons and Jets.
You know what would be? I don't know if it'd be great for the league to do this, but I would like to see like this type of game in London. Like, imagine the hype for that. Us here on the West Coast, I don't know if it'd be great for the league. Part of it is also like, but I would like to see like London, this type of games matter regardless. But for us here, especially like, imagine the hype for that. Like, even us here on the West Coast, we have to commit to wake up and watch it, okay? Like part of it is also we have to commit, of course we know the game is not going to matter regardless. But for us here, like, I knew the game was going to wake up early. I still committed to waking up. Like, we have to commit to waking up early, okay? In order for us to want to wake up, we have to commit, all of us, because we know the game is not going to be that good. Like, I knew the game was going to be trash this morning. I still committed to waking up. But in order for us to want to wake up, all of us to want to wake up at 6 a.m, other than to fix our fantasy teams and then go back to sleep, for most of us, is to have a game like Bills Chiefs that we can watch, or teams like even Bengals Packers, like games that matter, teams with winning records, like up at
that's
6 a.m. I
agree with your logic, but
that's how you build here in the States to watch
no.
for most of us. Is to have a game like early in the morning that we can watch, or teams like even Bengals Packers, like games that matter.
Yeah.
Teams
I mean, they
with
should
winning
be
records, like that. Build an international.
I don't know. I want the London games
to
better.
To watch more.
I
games.
do, just because I think that the London NFL London. I think Germany's coming up next year too, or in a couple.
I don't know.
Years.
I want
City
the London
had
games to be
actually.
better.
A few good games, just because
there wasn't as much time change there.
I think that the London.
I just want the games
NFL
to be better.
London. I think
the
Germany's
games are better.
Next year,
you get more in a couple years.
Fans.
Mexico City had,
and
actually
it grows the product
games,
more.
But also for us
here
in
time
the States,
there,
it just makes us.
I just
makes
want
it more
the games
to be better.
I think that
the games are better. You get more national fans,
and I think that's what we're missing.
It grows the product more. But also for us here in the States,
how do you feel about
moving
an
NFL team
it
to
makes
London.
it
Let's
more
just
worth
move
it
Jacksonville
to get up
London.
in the morning and watch football for as long as I did today. And I think that's what we're missing.
It kind of is, yeah.
How do you feel about moving an NFL team to London?
See,
They should
I'll
just
finish
set their
up here.
own
We got
league
2
at
minutes
this
left.
point.
So see you, Shane. We'll see you next Sunday. It kind of is, yeah.
No.
Not
No.
kind of, it's Brad.
No.
All right,
It's
we
a
got
logistical
about
nightmare.
10 left here.
I'll finish up here. We got 2 minutes left.
Good.
All right, I gotta go.
So see you, Shane. We'll see you next Sunday.
Peace out. Okay.
All right, we got about
See ya.
2:10 left here. Good stuff.
with Shane as always. About 2 minutes left. It is 9:32 Pacific. Any of you are watching it with Shane as always. About 2 minutes left. It is 9:32 Pacific. Any of you are watching us on the West Coast,
or on the East Coast? It's it's 12:30 right now. So props. This second half wasn't that good. But hey. Yeah. So
definitely a fun Sunday though, overall. We're finishing up a little bit earlier than normal, but hey, we were watching this game and going through everything else. Tomorrow night we got Colts Ravens. You can see me on Relevant for that game. I'll be doing the post show for that on Monday night around 8:30 Pacific time. So you can catch me there on the NFL Vibe on Tuesday with Kalen. We are doing Rams Chiefs Week 11 2018. We're doing the third episode of the Past Game Show as well on Tuesday. Thursday, of course, I'll be back as well. So that's our schedule for the week on Relevant before we get to our normal Sunday programming, of course, with the post show. Definitely a better internet connection as we won't have a massive weather delay kind of interfering with all of that. But thank you all for joining us today as they're about to kneel down and finish up a very, very long day of NFL football. We got another Lonnie game. We got Jags and Dolphins tomorrow on Sunday morning, so another long day. So we probably expect us to finish a little bit earlier next Sunday as well due to the elongated days, but then we'll get back to a regular NFL schedule on Sundays after next week. So we got Steelers, Seahawks that we're going to be recapping next Sunday night after the game, as well as all the other